our man Israel Adesanya getting in there with Marvin Vettori, the Italian. These guys have some bad blood between them. Dying to see. They had a really close fight in the past.
Split decision. Split decision, right?
Yeah, yes, and they do not like each other. What are you looking for in this one?
Well, first of all, Vettori got, I believe he had 4 straight wins, so he earned this rematch for the title, number one. I give credit to Adesanya for coming off his first loss, and this is who he's going to fight at this kind of risky, tough, dangerous fight. So I give credit to him. But again, it speaks to why the UFC is the UFC, and it speaks to Dana White that he can make these kind of fights. Just think about it. Seriously, that he loses his first fight, Adesanya, by going up in weight. He comes down and welcome back. Welcome back. He's undefeated before that. Welcome back. Looks like he might be a superstar. Welcome back. I'm going to give you this. Only in the UFC where that's why the brand has grown the way it has. Because again, you have Dana White who's going to say, okay, this is who you're fighting. Everyone in the pool. I mean, that's Dana White's mentality. Everybody in the pool. Matter of fact, you know what? It's not even a pool. It's like everybody in the freaking Pacific Ocean. Yeah, you know what I mean? And be careful. There are sharks. There are sharks. Yeah. Try not to get a leg bitten off. You know what I mean? But everyone in the freaking ocean. But, it don't matter what fight you're coming off, what you lost, what you did. No, you're right back in the ocean. And that's why the UFC, people watch it, and they love it. I'm going to say this. I'm going to bring out a different thought, possibility, perspective, angle on this, Ken. Remember... I hope it's not the case because I really like Adesanya. I think he's special. And I think his trainer is special. So they'll get it done. But to be ready is what I'm saying. But I remember you could make a little bit of a comparison here where after Roy Jones, the great Roy Jones, was undefeated, he went up in weight to fight John Ruiz at heavyweight. Your boy from your neck of the woods. Boston.
Gentleman John Ruiz from the Somerville Boxing Club.
Exactly, Ken. And he steps up and he beats him. He beats John Ruiz. But he put weight on. He put muscle, he put whatever but he put weight on to go up. And then he's got to come back down. And he comes back down, and he was never the same. He was never the same fighter, Roy Jones. You can make all... I'm telling you, I'm just pointing it out. He was never really the same fighter. And I think after that, he fought Antonio Tarver. A lot of people thought he lost that fight, And then he got the rematch, and Tarver knocked him out. And he was never the same. And I think it affected him, impacted him in a physical way to take that weight off. So I'm just saying that's something that I'm sure that they're thoughtful of, and you got to think about a little bit. Adesanya went up to light heavyweight, and now he's come back down, right? He's come back down to his weight class, middleweight.
Yep.
Right? And so it's something. It could be a factor. It could be an intangible there. It could be something to think about. And again, I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't affect him, but I'm going to give him all the credit, of course, in Dana White's swimming pool, which does not exist. It's the Pacific Ocean. You don't have too much of a choice. But again, you could always say no, whatever. Adesanya, all the credit in the world that this is what you're taking your first fight back, a rematch with a guy that gave you a tough fight, and all the credit, of course, to Vettori. You earned this. You had 4 straight wins.
5 wins.
5
in a row.
5.
Last loss was against Adesanya.
Wow, even
18.
better. Even better than 4 straight wins. 5 straight wins. You earned it. It should be a terrific night. You got 3 really good fights on there. I'll let you take us to the rest of them. But
well, let me ask you this, just to put you on the spot. I know you like the pressure. You've got Israel Adesanya for the guys at MyBookie. Check them out at mybookie.ag. Use the promo code ATLAS for a 50% credit on your first deposit. We've got Israel Adesanya coming in at minus 255, plus 200 on Vettori. What do you got?
Oh, is there an under-over? Is there a knockout? All that stuff? All those prop bets?
We've got an over-under. Over 4.5 is minus 140. Under 4.5 plus 110.
Wow. You hate to lay that kind of wood, but I believe in Adesanya. I did point out that one possibility of going up in weight and coming back down. But that aside, if I'm going to think he's going to be the same, I believe Adesanya is special. I think his talent is special. His instincts are special. I think the other guy is tremendous too, and special in his own ways. But I think Adesanya is the kind of guy that he could be on a different level. And obviously, when he stepped up to light heavyweight, not only was the guy too big for him, too short, the guy was really good and got the geography he needed, in close on the mat. He got the geography he needed. He earned it. And he didn't allow Adesanya to be the athlete that he has been in other fights. He used his size smartly to an advantage. But having said all that, I just got the feeling, I want to ask you if you got the same feeling, Ken. I got the feeling watching that fight that Adesanya, taking nothing away from, his opponent that beat him, but in the way that I just described, and give him all the credit in the world for it. But I just got the feeling that on that night, Adesanya wasn't Adesanya. He wasn't at his best. I'm taking nothing away, but something was, I don't know. There was a spark. There was something that just wasn't there. It wasn't there. Like he wasn't just doing things instinctively.
You just wonder how much of that was that he was in there with a big, strong.
No, I said that. I agree.
Yeah, no, you're right.
No. I
don't think Izzy put on too much weight though. I think he just didn't cut weight. Rob's going to check the actual weight when he weighed in against Ayan, but I don't think that Izzy put on the weight like Roy Jones when he went up to fight the quiet man. Johnny Ruiz, not the gentleman, but I don't think that I don't think Izzy put on a ton of weight. He said he could weigh as little as one. Adesanya told Ariel that he could weigh as little as 193 pounds at the weigh-ins. That was not the case, but Blachowicz weighed right on 205 limit. And the title fight, and he'd weigh about 220 on Saturday night. So he was probably had a good, 25, 30 pounds on him.
No, of course, no doubt. But what did he come in?
So he weighed in at 20 and a half pounds. For the fight, 200.5 pounds. So I think he basically just didn't go through the weight cut. You know what I mean? I think he walks around at that.
But listen, he still got in the ring where he normally gets in it.
Yeah.
You could say all you want. I get what you're saying, but you could say, he normally walks around, but he don't normally get in the ring at that weight. I don't care what he walks around at. I care what he trains and when he gets himself honed down to be ready to be an MMA champion. And now we're gonna see. I think that's what you have to think about. Does that affect him? I'm gonna say that he's gonna get back to his form mentally. I think mentally was part of it. He's gonna get back to his form mentally and physically and technically, and I would look for him to win that fight. I don't love laying it. Again, if a gun's put to my head, I'm gonna go with the distance, and I'm gonna say Adesanya's gonna win it, and I'm gonna go with some rounds.